led by our dear Toastmaster and past president, Ezadanyego. He is a trainer and a creativity consultant. He has been a Toastmaster since 2017, so he's a Toastmaster veteran, warrior, went to the war and come back of Toastmaster. He is well dressed today and he will tell us about his outfit, ethical leadership with Ezadanyego, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, dear past president Aissatu Guy. Welcome, everyone. I need to say what my thing now or after?
No. Yes, you can read now. Okay, let's not count it in your time.
Yes,
it will not count in your time.
It will not count in my time.
No,
okay, so quickly.
Okay.
I have decided to change my life and make 2026 different than last year. And I enter in this new year with a new style. Like my mentor, like a person who impact a lot my philosophy, the embassy. And I have ordered this outfit with our DS, Area Director, Marianne Dia. Okay. So if you need outfit like this, you can call her. And yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now
we can start the time.
Yes. Today, leadership is everywhere. In our companies, in our community, in our family, in our clubs. But one question keeps coming back. How do we lead without losing our values? We live in a world where results are celebrated. Speed is rewarded and pressure is constant. Yet history keeps reminding us of one truth. Leadership without ethics never lasts. Ethical leadership is not about being perfect. And many people think ethical leadership is reserved for president, for CEO, for club president, or club officer. But the truth is, every one of us leads by our decision, our behavior, and our influence. And to help us explore these questions, we are honored to be joined by leaders who do not just talk about ethics, but they live it in their professional and personal journeys. Each of our panelists brings a unique perspective, a different experience, and a shared commitment to values-driven leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce our panelists. I will start with Andre Niji. She is an executive assistant working in a financing research project. She is known in our club as a deputy of treasurer, right?
Yes.
She manages money. She has very strong ethic in her activity.
Can you confirm?
Yes, I confirm. Now, Mr. Coach Musa Gay. Coach Musa Gay is a certified coach and HR consultant. and he is a past division director. Welcome, dear coach.
Thank you.
And my sister, my beloved Bintasa. Bintasa is a statistical engineer, and at Bideew she is the vice president of membership. She brings to the club all new members and all members of the club. Thank you, Bintasa. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now dive into the important conversation on ethical leadership, because how we lead today shapes the trust of tomorrow. The first question to our panelists about understanding ethical leadership. In a simple terms, how would you define ethical leadership, and how it is different from just being a good or effective leader? In a simple term, how would you define ethical leadership, and how it is different from just being a good or effective leader? We'll start with our dear Andre Lige.
Okay, thank you, dear Lisa. So for me, a good ethical leader is not about results. It's about values, what you share with others. Because when I will take a simple example, when you start to say, people do this, why can't I do this? As soon as you decide to make a step in this way, be sure that you are out of line. And to stay ethical, you must remain true to yourself and true to others. So this is what I think about ethical.
Thank you very much. And for our dear coach, Musa, can you share a concrete example where ethics guides a leadership decision or made or witnessed?
Thank you, and ethical leadership is very important when it's about leadership, because you have different types of leadership. You can have economic leadership, you can have political leadership, but ethical leadership for me is a genuine leadership that can bring people to the vision. And to do that, an example I had a few years ago when I was leading religious community, and we decided to do free medical consultants in chess for communities for 500 people. And so we did meetings and set up some actions, some activities to handle them. And I was supposed to contact medical personnel, some doctors and all, and we were supposed to give them transport and make them in the best conditions. Our treasurer committed himself to gather the finance, and we organized well, and we had 3 days to gather the finance and send it to the doctors. Yeah. One day before, I called the treasurer, and he said, "Oh, yeah, everything is almost okay. No worries. You can just go and see about logistics and all." And that was not the case at that time, but I didn't know. Some hours before, I called, and the doctor said that they didn't receive the money to transfer from Dakar to Thiès. So it was a big problem. But we were in emergency, and as the leader, I promised to these doctors that I would pay them. So what I did is quickly, in 30 minutes, to find the money, send them it, and because one of the core values of an ethical leader is the integrity. So your declared values should be aligned with your daily actions. So when I told them that I would pay you, even if there is a problem with my staff, I am the one who is responsible. So I had to find a solution, and I did it. This is, I think, some of a kind of action that an ethical leader should do, even if it's very hard.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear Coach Musa. So when you say something, you have to make all your best to respect what you say to people and each engagement you take with people. And dear Binta Sarah, a simple term. In a simple term, how would you define ethical leadership, and how it is different for you from just being good or effective leader?
Thank you, beloved Inza, for this important question. I have come across some insightful information on ethical leadership from the website of Advert Business School. And what I grabbed me is that ethical leadership, in simple terms, is just the practice of aligning actions and values. It means taking decisions based on the right things for common goods. Not because it's the best for the leaders, but it's the best for the communities. And we have some core principles of leadership, of ethical leadership. And the first one is respect people. Can you imagine a word without respect? Most of the time when people tell me, what is your favorite word? I used to say respect. I really believe that it's the base on everything we do in our life. The first thing is to respect the people, to value people. The second value is service. Leaders should serve their communities. It's like the Toastmaster. I see everyone serving the others. The third is the honesty. We should be transparent, speak openly, and speak also about the issues. Imagine we organize a meeting and we have issues. You should speak with us, talk about the issue, and we will find an elegant solution. The fourth is justice and fairness. When we are in the community, we should treat people equally. We are the same, regardless our position, our background, or our opinion. We are the same. Ethical leader should treat people equally. And finally, I will say leading by example. Most of the time, we rely on big speeches in Africa, but the most important thing is to behave like we said. The people should see what we say in our behavior. And to finish, I will say that all the core principles, values, you will find it in Toastmaster. Because the values of Toastmaster is rise, what we say, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. That's exactly what ethical leadership is about. So it reminds us that Toastmaster, being an ethical leadership as a Toastmaster, is not an option. It is the third of who we are. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you very much. So what we can understand is that, okay, ethical leadership is not being perfect, but is about making the right choice and respecting people, services, honesty, speaking also about the issues, and we can found, for example, the best solution, justice, and leading by example. Thank you very much for these answers to our panelists, and now we can continue with the second question, which is ethics in real life leadership, challenge So, in our real life, leaders often face pressure, conflict, and interest, or two choices. How can leaders stay ethical when the situation is difficult? Because we have many challenges, pressure, conflict, interest, etc. with people, with our what we need, etc. And when the situation is difficult, how leader can stay ethical? We can start now with Rita,
Yeah.
and we'll finish with Nizi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, beloved President, for that wonderful question again. So, I don't know if you heard about the problem of software recently in Senegal. I think at the beginning of December, most of us saw an official communication that stating that some product of software such as baby diapers and the sanitary pads should be withdrawn from the market because the doctor who said that give the reason that they use an expired raw materials and that this is dangerous for our health. And I think 1 week after, we received another official communication that declare that the same product can be in the market and they are compliant. Imagine something about healthcare. Imagine that confusion. We can't have two truths in the same thing. It's not possible. And when I read the articles, I realized that the doctor was really choose the integrity over corruption, because he explained that despite the money that they wanted to give him, despite all that, he chose to preserve the health of women and babies. And I think what is really the solution for him, what guide him is his personal values. He is really intrigued. He don't choose money instead of choosing the health of all the community. He is also someone who care about others because it's a service. He is not obliged to tell the truth, but he did it. And this is these values that guide us in order to do the best thing, in order to take the best decision as an ethical leader, because it was under pressure, it was also a conflict of interest, but he chose to be in the best and right position. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear Peter, by sharing this the problem of software to let us know that to have integrity is very important in this kind of problem. Yes, dear Coach Musa, the same question for you. How a leader can stay ethical when the situation is difficult and risky?
Yes, thank you so much. For me, ethical leadership is about three pillars about the ethical leadership. For the leader is the being, secondly, the doing, and thirdly, the deciding. Being, we talked about how the ethical leader can present himself, what attitude he must have in terms of aligning his declared values and his daily actions. The second, for me, the second pillar is doing, and that's about your question, is the ability for the leader to define what is acceptable and what is not. within the organization or within the community. And the example of software is the best example for me. This doctor could accept a lot of money, but as a leader, he uses his influence to define what is acceptable and what is not. Corruption is not acceptable. So it's in your actions as a leader that you behave as an ethical leader. And we have rules in the society. You have, as a leader, to make sure that these rules are being respected. This is about ethical leadership. In the second pillar, doing and deciding is also making sure that the decisions are the best for the community without, instead of looking for a small community interest or personal interest. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Coach. Wow, we are learning a lot today with our panelists. Now, dear Niger.
Yes, so what to add more to what we said? Not really, no, just, yes, because as our coach said a few moments, it's about the being, the
yes,
doing, and the deciding. And I totally align with it.
Really?
Because when you, as a leader, when you decide to do something, you must take into account everything around you. And when you are facing a situation, before I will take an example. When you decided, for example, to launch a product, I will say anything, something like that, you have to set up a lot of points, the goods, the bads, what can happen, and something like that. So when the situation, for example, could go in a wrong way, if I could say that, you won't decide in the middle of a crisis to change your point of view, to change what you have to do. You have to face anything, any situation that can happen. So when the situation will occur, you will know what to do. So
thank you very much. Thank you. Wonderful. So it's very important if the situation is very difficult to stay true, and doing, deciding is the core value of leadership. And also when you decide to do something, you must take into account all things in your environment, all aspects of what you need to do, and decide clearly and being honest. Thank you very much. And that helped me and to go to the third question. The third aspect about integrating ethical leadership in our daily activities. We share about what ethical leadership is and how we need to stay when situations are difficult. Now, how to integrate ethical leadership in our daily activity. So what simple habit, for example, for you, we can individually adopt to practice ethical leadership daily.
okay, so I think in our daily life, to be ethic, the first thing to think about is ask yourself, what I'm going to do, will it be a good thing just for me or for the others? I think most of all is to think about the others, to be sure that what you are going to do will not hurt people you are facing or you are dealing with. So it's very important, as Binta said, respect, because when you respect others, you do all you can, you make efforts to not hurt them.
Yes.
To not hurt them. And this is very important. I would say don't do to others what you don't want to do to yourself. So I think it's very, very important. So always thinking about the impact of your actions is very important.
Thinking about the impact of our action. Thank you very much, dear Niger. Coach, the same question for you?
Yes, something very simple for me is, for example, each day you have a mission. At the morning, for example, before going out, you should have 2 goals in your day. First is, what is my vision I want to accomplish? And secondly is, how can I add value to people today? Okay, 2 missions. Focus on the vision, because the vision is a long-term vision, but you can divide it into short-term vision. And when I wake up, I say, okay, what are the actions that I should do today to be closer to my vision first. Secondly, during this day, how can I add value to people? How can I be in service to others? And thirdly, at the end of the day, always do a kind of assessment of your day. What did I do well today? How can I improve the other parts that I didn't do well? And when you have teachings in your defense of the day, I can say that allow you to do it to how can I switch it for today for my mission of tomorrow. And you should do this daily. I think that that will bring you closer to the ethical leadership.
Thank you very much. Always do the assessment of our journey, okay, and how we can improve it, how we can do better tomorrow to be more ethical in our activities. Thank you very much, your coach, and we'll continue with Binta.
Right. Thank you, beloved, again. So, for me, ethics seems like big, huge, but it's really simple to apply it in a daily basis. For me, the first step is to know yourself, to identify your value, to find yourself. Personally, I identify myself as an honest person. When you tell me who is Binta, I will tell you, I'm always telling the truth. I identify myself as a person like that. That's not means that I'm perfect, no. But I always try to align my action with my words. And I think that's the most important. And as I have said, we have many other principles like respect. Respect others like we want others to respect us. We should also lead by example. As an elder in my family, I always make sure that I will not do something that I will not want my siblings to do that. I don't go out at night because I don't want my siblings to go out at night. I make sure to behave well, and in this way the person behind me can act in the same way. And finally, the most important thing is to be honest with our conscience, because we can talk about honesty and all, but when no one is watching, what will you do? The person who stole money and others, they will not do it in the roots or in front of people. They do it in a room, for example. When no one is watching, what will we do? It's when ethics is very, very important. Back to you, beloved President.
Thank you very much. When no one is watching, what will you do? It's very, very, very important. Thank you very much for our panelists. Now, timer, we are supposed to have 40 minutes for this panel. How many minutes we used?
You are 13 minutes left.
30 minutes?
30.
30. Now we are 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think we can take some questions to the audience. If audience have any question, and after we'll take the last word of our panelists about this topic. Would you have any question? I see President Latif, Treasurer Akani. Let me take a list. So Latif first, Akani Okay, I can. Second. And, okay, Aminatu. And Aruna. Okay, dear past President Latif, you have the floor for your question.
Thank you so much, dear Isabel. Thank you for our panelists. It is a real pleasure to hear your voice. My question today is about the process. If I give an example, if I'm driving and I see someone who do a not ethical driving in the road, what is the process? What process can I use to clearly say what you are doing is not for our driving?
Okay. You are driving and you see someone doing unethical driving active
What's
things.
the process
Or...
to tell us?
Okay. First question. Now, second.
Thank you, dear panel moderator. Dear panelists, I don't know who will answer this question. My question is to know what do you think about ethical leadership if you think that leadership must be ethical. If we talk about leadership, that means that it needs to be ethical, or we can have a great leader without ethical leader. That is my question. Thank you.
It's okay for you? Okay. Now, Aminata, right? Yes?
My question is how to behave when you have someone with people who don't mind about integrity, authenticity, how to behave with their people if they are higher than you.
Thank you very much, dear Aminata. And Aruna for the...
Thank you, dear IPP, and also thank you all the panelists. My question is about the core value of ethical leadership. I would like to know if there is a common concept, if there is a consensus about the core value of leadership. Because when we see what's happened around the world, we can notice that some values we consider as the core value. Today, some people or some leaders don't respect this value. I would like to know if ethical leadership differ from the country to another one. That is my question.
Okay, thank you very much. Many questions. I hope we will have time. Okay, yes, Shirin?
Thank you, Director. Thank you, dear panelists, for your speech. My question is this. How do you behave when you move in an environment where a leader is not ethical? We know that there are a lot of leaders that are not ethical. The first that comes to my mind is Elon Musk. Yes, because we all know that how he behaves. If it comes to communication with his staff, he's not ethical. He doesn't treat people very well. He doesn't talk to people very well. When you move in such environment where your leader doesn't mind about some ethical principles, how could you do? How could you manage to stay behind those people? Thank you.
When the leader is not ethical, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we'll start with the first question about seeing someone when you drive doing something about ethic and how to react. Yes. In
We can
oh, you can
follow
follow necessarily the order. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, if you want.
Mm.
Okay, so I will start.
Yes, okay.
Question of Akani,
Akani.
Aruna, and Cheryl.
Yeah,
I think
Cheryl.
They have a
Similar,
they are
yes,
similar.
okay.
So
Mhm.
I think as soon as we talk about leaders, you are supposed to be a model. If you don't have values which are ethics, sorry, you are not a leader. I'm sorry, but you are not, because a leader is supposed to show the way, to show the good way. So if you don't respect, if you don't take care, if you don't mind of others, if you don't take into account what people think or point of view of others, I'm sorry, but you are not a leader. For me, you are not a leader. So.
It seems like, yes.
Yes. In the same way, one of the core values of the leader is there's a law. John Maxwell wrote the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, and the first one is the law of the second one is the law of solid ground, and the law of solid ground is I can say the capital of integrity. Is the amount of confidence that the community gives to the leader. And the first time a leader begin behaving wrongly, this capital is begin to decrease. He will lose this influence, because the influence is one of the best pillars for the leader to lead others. And when you begin behaving some differently, people are watching you, people are evaluating you every day, and your influence begins to decrease, and you will lose the influence, and you lose your leadership. So it's a daily action, and you should be aware of people who is watching of you. And as Binta said, champions are made when no one is watching. And this is, for me, the main point for a leader. He should stick on. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Just to add something, from my perspective, there is a difference between leaders and ethical leaders. Because leaders, I have heard one definition, leaders is someone who knows the way of success, goes the way, and shows the way. So for leaders, we just see about achievement. We see about the final destination. We achieve, we succeed. But the ethical leadership is interested in how we do it. Is it ethical? Have we the ethical guideline in order to achieve what we have? That's why there is difference between leaders and ethical leadership. As the example of Cheryl, he is a leader, but he is not ethical because he don't treat people well. And also, we have the core values of ethical leadership. For me, and what I see in the internet, I think it's the same. Because when you go in the platform website Advert Business School, you will see, I think, 7 or 8 core principles of ethical leadership. And when I research somewhere else, I see almost the same. Yeah. So I think it's the same thing. And when your superior is not doing ethically, it's really difficult. For me, I will not tell something. Because, you know, at the first time, I will not tell something. Because, you know, for the example of software, the guy is accountable. He is ready to justify that the boss is not ethical. But you need to have the argument. You need to have the justification. If not, you will not say he is stealing money. No one will see. No one will have the proof. So you need to be accountable, ready to justify what you were saying. You need to have the courage, because they will have consequences. You can lose your job and you have maybe children, you have your husband or you have your wife. It's a risk. So you need to do it, but in the very safe way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just want
Thank
to
you
add
very
some-
much. Yeah, just after
in some seconds.
Coach Musa, and you
Yeah.
will conclude because
Yeah.
you have few than 2 minutes, right?
Okay, regarding the question of President Abdul Latif,
Mhm.
I think that the best solution is communication, because the best leader is normally the best communicator. And for this kind of situation, when you're in front of people that behaving not well, I mean, it's non-violence communication. You first is observations. What are the facts? So in the discussion, the first thing that you should highlight is the facts, what you observed in terms of behaving to the others, and secondly, what are the consequences of the behavior of the people in front of you. You should make sure to make them understand that their behavior, these are the consequences, and secondly, the request. What is your request? It's about asking questions to the community. How can we organize ourselves so that in the future this situation will not happen again? Okay, three tools. Then you can communicate safely, as Binta was saying, just to find solution in that case.
Yes, thank you very much. Round of applause for our panelists. Thank you very much. We have 1 minute, right? And as we come to the end of this panel, one message stand out clearly. Ethical leadership is not just about position, but it's about choices. Our choices, our daily choices, and it is the choice to act with integrity when it will be easier to compromise. And on behalf of Bideew Toastmasters Club, I would like to sincerely thank all our panelists again, please, for their insight, honesty, and leadership. Thank you also for all audience for your attention and your engagement. Dear Toastmasters of the Day.